African American sacred song has always called to many who long to wade in the waters that sustain and transform lives. The legacy of this music is testimony to the resilience and ingenuity of its creators, from the spirituals of the enslaved herding camp meeting of the early 1800s to the gospel music of the 20th century. By the turn of the 20th century, Black religious music was beginning to form two streams. One preserved the oral tradition of spirituals as an arranged form for the concert stage. The other oral stream originated in the Azusa Street Revival, led by William Seymour, who made this early form of gospel music central to worship. It blended folk spirituals with emerging blues, ragtime, and jazz, giving rise to a new form of sacred music called gospel. It was a new music for a new time in African American life. Millions migrated to cities in search of jobs and to escape horrendous racial violence. While there was some relief, the depth and breadth of racial oppression in America continued to play out in new ways in these new urban environments. But religion was a familiar touchstone, and gospel music became central to the life of churches so far away from home.
It just can't be about lyrics and melody. It's got to be about something deeper, a human connection. Human connection with a divine purpose. That's what gospel music is all about. The encouragement and the inspiration that you find in gospel music meets at a segue in American history where it's necessary to help people move past that era.
Thomas Dorsey came to be known as the father of gospel music in written form, drawing from his background in blues and ragtime. In the 1950s, grassroots protesters began to transform spirituals and gospels into freedom songs that would become the soundtrack for the civil rights movement. And other musicians brought new R&B and soul elements into gospel. When soul radio stations aired Oh Happy Day in 1968, the doors burst open for gospel music to move into popular culture.
Oh Happy Day literally shifted things from one era of gospel into another. It is like a pinpoint staple moment in gospel that anybody who loves gospel music will tell you, Oh Happy Day changed everything.
Now, gospel would influence those very streams of music from which it emerged. Inside the church, gospel is still growing and changing. Performers are innovating across genres with music that rocks sanctuaries on Sundays and fills concert halls across the country.
It is the most important and the most exciting time for gospel music because all bets are off. There are no limits anymore to what we call gospel music. Gospel music is headed to a place where you will hear hints of it in rock and in pop and in Latin music and in jazz and in hip hop and in trap music and every kind of music.
African American sacred song is ever evolving. Its artists still true to the music's African roots, but inspiring ever expanding new generations around the globe.
Sweet.